I know a lot of people have been asking me like what SARM is the best, what should I start with? If anything, I would say what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Finesse, and I got another new video for you today. This one is going to be answering hopefully a question that I get asked pretty frequently on my Instagram, and that is, what SARM should I use? What SARMs should I take? Now, this is going to depend on a lot of different factors, depending on who you are, what your lifestyle's been like before this, and what your lifestyle is like now. And we're going to be getting into all of that in this video. So if you like this content, please smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and hopefully you help this video reach a bunch more people. And if you're new to the channel, do me a favor and hit subscribe and tick the bell for notifications so you don't miss any more other content like this that'll hopefully help you on your fitness and lifestyle and personal development journey. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. So this question, what SARM should I use, is gonna have a lot of different answers depending on your lifestyle leading up to this point and different factors that involve how your body's gonna respond. So one of those is gonna be, what are your specific fitness goals? Are you trying to gain muscle? Are you trying to lose fat? Are you doing like a recomp thing after a steroid cycle? Are you trying to maintain? Are you cruising? Do you just need something give you a little boost? Are you looking for something extra to stack onto your steroid cycle? So depending on what your goal is, if you're trying to bulk or cut, different SARMs are going to do different things. So some are going to be better for putting on muscle mass, some are just going to be better for maintaining muscle while you lose fat, and a lot of them are actually going to have high estrogen side effects if you are overweight. Another thing you should consider is, how long have you been lifting? I have people hit me up that are like, hey, I've been lifting for like 2 months, I'm not seeing much progress, what do you recommend? And my answer is usually fix your diet, fix your training, and start sleeping more. If it's a hormone thing, get your levels tested. See where your testosterone is at, where your free T is, your total T, your estrogen. Check your cholesterol, check your thyroid. Just get everything kind of figured out so you can process of elimination, figure out like what's working and what's not, and then go from there. But I would say if you're new to lifting, you really don't need SARMs. You have plenty going for you with just newbie gains. Like, newbie gains are like SARMs. You could just hit the gym and be consistent 3 to 5 days a week and make incredible gains for the first like year or two without using any kind of exogenous hormones. You can have shitty form, you can go into the gym and have no idea what you're doing and still make progress. I would definitely suggest getting on a solid workout routine though. Get your diet in check. Start with like a basic program. Start with like a 5x5 starting strength. And then if you start to plateau on that, you could do something like an upper lower split or like a push pull legs. And by then you should have some pretty decent experience on like what exercises you like, which ones are not as comfortable for you, which ones like are you excited to do, which ones give you the best results, and then just go from there. But I would say definitely start with at least 2 or 3 years under your belt. Before that, you really have no reason to be on SARMs. I didn't start using performance enhancing drugs until I was like 8 or 9 years deep into my fitness journey. So take that for what you will. Another question that you might want to consider is like, how old are you? If you're like 18, 17, 16, 15, I would definitely say just stay away from this shit, because you're just gonna fuck up your hormones for the rest of your life and you will not recover. I've seen a lot of horror stories on Reddit, and I've had people DM me a bunch of crazy shit. I'm not gonna share the conversations on here. I've heard a lot of crazy shit and I don't want that to happen to anybody in my audience. I would say, as a rule of thumb, wait until you're 25. Wait until you're 25, have been lifting for at least 2 or 3 years, kind of know what you're doing in the gym. Your hormones have pretty much leveled out and you don't really have a lot to worry about in terms of development, because there are side effects to some of these and you don't really know which ones you're going to have until you actually do them. So some of these side effects can be like balding, gynecomastia, if you have like prostate issues, high cholesterol, heart disease. Do you have like acne issues? Do you have mood swings? Does mental disorder run in your family? Anything like that? Do you have bipolar, anxiety, depression, schizophrenia? A lot of these things can just exacerbate the problem, and you don't want to make that shit worse just for a couple of gains. Trust me, it's just not worth it. And along with that, are you on any medications? Like, do you take any medications for depression, anxiety? Keep in mind that these things can be hepatotoxic. They do interact with the liver quite a bit. So if you're on like antidepressants, they do metabolize through the liver. So you want to make sure that this isn't going to be harmful to your liver. So definitely get your liver enzymes checked, get your cholesterol checked, definitely get your blood work done before you do anything, before you even buy the shit. So just look up whatever medications you're on, see what some of the side effects are, see how they interact with other chemicals, check Reddit, check forums, see if other people have experiences with using the medication that you're on, and using SARMs and see what they say, see if they had any crazy reactions, or see if it was just all good. But do a lot of research. Don't just check the first page and think, oh, well, this guy didn't have problems, so he's probably fine. Like, actually get in there and do some research. Another question that you should ask yourself is like, what is my diet like? Is it possible that my diet is fucking me up? Is it possible that my diet could pose a risk to my SARMs use? If the answer is yes, take some time, get that shit figured out, and then get your bloods tested, make sure everything is legit, make sure everything's good, make sure you're not at like high risk for something. And if you want, I have a link in my bio. I just put up an Amazon store, so I do have links to all of the products that I use, whether that's like medical supplies, you know, syringes, scale, blood pressure monitor, glucose monitor, the protein that I take, the creatine that I take, all of my supplements that I take that I would recommend to anybody. I put them all in one spot for you. So if you want to support the channel a little bit, or if you just want to see what kind of stuff I'm taking, I have an entire store laid out with everything on Amazon that I've ever purchased that I continuously buy that supports me on my health and fitness journey. So if you want, you can check that out below in my link tree. Definitely get some of these things, like get a scale, get a blood pressure monitor, make sure that you're keeping your health in check. So that way you don't have to go into the doctor and like get your blood pressure checked like all the time. Watch these things as they develop and you can save yourself a shitload of money in the future. Also, just in general, be aware of the laws wherever you are. I'm in America, so SARMs are technically still legal, but they're not for human consumption. You're not supposed to be taking these, and I don't recommend that anybody do take these. But not just are they legal, are you able to use them for competitions? You know, do you get drug tested for these compounds? Also, make sure you're getting these things from a reputable supplier. I get my stuff from Chemio or Science Bio, although I haven't gone through Science Bio for a while because I think they stopped selling SARMs. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't bought from Science Bio for a long time, so I've just been using Chemio. Never steered me wrong. I've gotten 3 orders of Ostarine, and my lab rat is bigger than it used to be. I'll just say that. And finally, one of the most important things too is, can you afford to do all this? This stuff adds up. You have to make sure that you're getting your blood tests done. You have to make sure that you're monitoring your health as frequently as possible. So you have to invest in some supplies, and you also have to make sure that you can afford the actual product and make sure that you can get a PCT. Don't just get your cycle and run this shit and then think you can find a PCT later. Make sure you have everything on hand, including aromatase inhibitors, SERMs, whatever you need for on-cycle therapy support, supplements that you might need on cycle. I would say get at least like $500 to $700 just ready to go, just to throw at this stuff, because the blood tests aren't necessarily cheap, especially if you don't have insurance. Not all of these supplements are cheap unless you buy them in bulk, so you just want to have them ready. PCT can be kind of expensive depending on where you get it, and if you have to pay for extra shipping or taxes or any kind of crazy shit. And depending on your source for your SARMs or whatever you're going to use, price can also add up. So just take all this stuff into consideration, and you never know what's going to just come up. Maybe you have some kind of side effect that you didn't anticipate, and now you have to start taking minoxidil, or you have to take, you know, extra aromatase inhibitors, or you need to get more SERMs because you ran out, or you lost them, or the dog ate them, God forbid. All that being said, if you have to ask me what SARM should I use, you're probably not ready, and you should just take some time, do your research. It's not a race. If you have gotten your blood tested, just see what you can do about getting on TRT. I was able to get on TRT with a $4.99 free test, and you know, the telemedicine clinic that I go through, which is Peter MD, Peter Uncaged, they take care of me. You know, they're not prescribing me a bunch of crazy shit. They're just giving me the testosterone cypionate as much as I need to make sure that I'm functioning properly. I actually have a blood test coming up next week too, so I'll be showing you the results of that whenever I start to do that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to share with you guys. I know a lot of people have been asking me like, what SARM is the best? What should I start with? If anything, I would say Ostarine is probably your safest bet because it's the most researched. It has the least amount of side effects just because it is the most mild SARM on the market. There's been tons of anecdotal evidence and clinical trials done on this thing. If you want to be safe and just get your toes wet, I would say start there. You know, make sure you get all of your supplies, your PCT, your on-cycle therapy, your blood tests. You know, get your blood test done before, during, and after, and before your next cycle if you do it again. So anyway, that's all I got for you today. Remember, be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy Finesse, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace out, guys.